Hey guys, it's Tanya here and thanks for watching. So ignore the lighting, I'm still working on it. I know it's very dark back here, but there isn't a whole lot of room in this room to set up my lights. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get past that. But for now, this light is pretty good and I'm only doing a brush video for you guys tonight, so it should be okay. So today I want to talk about Morphe brushes. I want to talk about a couple new lines that they've launched, and then I want to talk about my favorite Morphe brushes of all time, because some of them are just like from the Gunmetal collection or from the regular Pro line and they're not in any of the other collections. So I kind of want to go through all of my favorite Morphe brushes for you guys. I've never done a Morphe video, so this is totally new for me. The biggest reason why I wanted to do this video was because there's been a lot of talk about the difference between the Elite 1 collection, which was the white tops, and the Elite 2, which have these kind of more reddish brown tops, and what the differences are. So I'll start with this little bias. I love the Elite 1 brushes. I own a ton of them, more than this. A lot of them are dirty. I use them all the time. I love white-haired brushes in general, so that is my #1 bias. But everything about these brushes to me was good. The handle was nice and sturdy. None of my ferrules, I've had them now quite a while, have come loose. They're super soft and dense, and the brush hairs just sit really nicely. So I love the Elite 1s. I think a lot of people loved the Elite 1s. They were highly talked about on YouTube. Everyone kind of raved about them. When the Elite 2 line launched, they discontinued the Elite 1s. They claimed they were making the Elite 2s softer, better quality, and all of this stuff. I have to say that I do not like the Elite 2s as much as I like the Elite 1s. #1, which is my own personal bias, is the red tips. I don't like how dark it is. I don't like that I can't see how clean my brushes are. So that was my first issue with the Elite 2s. My second issue is the Elite 2s reminded me a lot of another brush line, and I'm not even going to get into the scandal about it, so just don't ask. They reminded me a lot of another brush line that I believe what this is that they have bought these brushes. They of course repackaged them as Morphe brushes. They're cheaper to make than the Elite 1s were. So I think they're saving more money by going to this line, charging the same amount, but they're paying less for this brush. This is my opinion. You can research this on YouTube. There's a lot of controversy about it going around. But for me, at the end of the day, I've used both. I've played with both full lines. I've kept all my Elite 1s. I have all of them. They're everywhere. And I've only kept like the Elite 2s that I really knew that I would use. And even then, I don't know that I will use all of them because I just don't like them as much as my Elite 1s. So let's start with the Elite 1s. I just want to talk about a few. I just pulled kind of like some of my favorites. And I only pulled 3 duplicates because I want to do a comparison. But we'll go through that last. So some of my favorite Elite 1s, the E14, you guys can't get these anymore, so I'm just going to quickly rattle these off. You can get this in the new Elite 2 if you want. But the E14, this is a gorgeous buffer brush for crease color. I like using it right in that little kind of outer V. It puts in the darkest color. I love this, the E8. This is a gorgeous highlight brush. This is a gorgeous blush brush. It's really beautiful. The E12. This is a really unique one. It's more of a foundation style brush, but I love using it for concealer under the eye. Same with this one, the E57. Gorgeous brush, beautifully shaped. I love using this for concealer and also for setting my concealer. So those are some of my Elite 1 favorite brushes. Now, of course, you can buy all those same brush sizes and types in the new Elite 2 line. So just so you know, you can buy all those numbers. They haven't changed. Now, from the Elite 2, the ones that most stood out to me were, this is the E42. I wanted to compare this to my Sigma F23. And as you can see, this thing is huge compared to the Sigma one. But I am liking this for all over powder. I am liking this for when I want to just do a soft bronze. I do find this one to be softer than some of the other ones I've played with. But again, I do still think it's not as good quality as the E1. The brushes are pretty loose in this, and I think they could have been more put together. They're also kind of uneven. Like there's some longer ones here, longer ones here, longer ones in the middle. That kind of stuff bugs me, but this brush itself, I like the size of it, the E42. It's really pretty. The E5 is another really unique style brush. It's got like this flare out on both sides and then it comes more dense in the middle. I love this for contouring and bronzing. Great to put the product on this way and blend this way. Everything shifts really nicely. So the E5 is a really great size brush. The E3 is a beautiful blush brush. I actually used this today to apply my blush. I like to dip this straight into the product like this, pick up the majority of the color in the middle, put that on, and then blend it out. I find it works really nicely that way. I do wish that these, again, were less movable. Like, do you see how much play you're getting there? I find that that makes blending a little bit more difficult, but the size of this one is really nice, and that's the E3. Then down from that is the E3-4. So you can see this one's more like rounded shaped and this one's more flat. This is another great blush brush, but again, all of the brushes in this line are very like bendy. They just they're not as full as I would like them to be. Works really well, but just be careful because it is a little bit on the larger side. You can get a lot of blush on this and make your face look really red really quickly. The E4 is the angled blush brush in this line. I actually prefer this for contouring. I hold it upside down, so short end up, and then I can just contour and chisel up my cheeks. And this one, the E30, this is supposed to be the blendable, like blended crease color brush. This is probably my least favorite one so far. I just find, I don't know, the brushes, I don't know if you can see that, but they stick up the sides. It's not super soft. I'm just not a super huge fan of that one. So let's do quick comparisons so you guys can see literally the line is exactly the same piece for piece. So this is the E27. It's exactly the same. I would say that if you look at it right away, you can see the difference in the workmanship. Do you see how rounded this one is and it's soft as all get out? This one's a little bit harder. It doesn't move as nicely, but these are the same brush. E1, E2. I prefer the E1. Also, this is another one of my favorite and most used brushes, the E48. This is the E1. This is the E2. You can see right away the E1 is fuller. Can you see that? Way fuller, way more fluffy, super soft. This has got more of a point where this is more rounded, but they're the same brush. I do prefer the E1. Last one I want to talk about is this one because it's a brush that I use all the time. This is the E56. This is my foundation brush. I love it. It blends beautifully. This one's super sturdy, super gorgeous. It's dirty. You can see how much I use it. This one is already loose. Like you guys can't understand. Like the glue is already coming loose in it. It's not as dense. Like this one has very little movement. This one moves a lot. Again, I just prefer the E1 line. I prefer the E1 line. I'm just saying it because I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, but I'm talking about it. Now, quickly, I want to go through my regular line Morphe brushes, the ones that are not here. The Gunmetal collection was one of my favorites. I just find these really sleek. I loved the foundation brushes, the G2 and the G1. These are both great foundation brushes if you're looking for a good foundation brush from Morphe. I also really fell in love with M501. This is a gorgeous highlight brush. It's beautiful. I own multiples of them because I like it so much. I also like the M438 for highlight. The biggest difference between this one and this one is more condensed, so you get a stronger highlight. This one's more soft glow. That's the biggest difference between the M438 and the M501. Contouring, my favorite from Morphe is the M460. Super dense, really great chiseled lines. You pat it on where you want it and then you blend it out. I might not even use this for blending. I might go back in with a bigger, more fluffy blender. Something like this would be good or this would be good, but this is great for product placement. So that's a great brush. Now, one of my more unique brushes from Morphe that I really love is the M164. This one is an angled brush. It's beautiful for doing underneath the eye. Like if I want to put shadow underneath, I can often use this to put it in and blend it out. I really like that about it. I also really like it for smaller contouring if I want to just get this jawliner in my nose. It's super angled. It's super dense. It's beautifully put together and it's one of my favorites. It has the same bristles as all the Elite collection, but it's not an Elite brush. So yeah. And then I have an assortment of eye brushes from Morphe. I don't find any of these to be super fantastic or wonderful or super like something that I would love and love and love and never ever get rid of. They're all pretty soft. This one's more soft than the others. This is the M511. This is just regular line. This is a great crease blending brush, M511. But overall, all their eye brushes, here's the ones I have, M412, MB17, M433, M503, and M514. All these eye brushes are great, run-of-the-mill, will get the job done eye brushes. Nothing fancy about them, but they will get the job done. Okay, now the collection I was so excited to talk to you guys about, the whole reason why I wanted to do this video, is actually their newest collection, which is the Rose Gold. If you guys know me, you know I'm a rose gold fanatic. It's just beautiful, the rose gold with the black. I like how it has the rose gold Morphe. Now, this is the fan brush from the Morphe collection. As you can see, these are not the greatest quality. Brush bristles are already falling off the side here. This is not going to hold its shape very long. I recently was sent the strobing and baking kit from Sigma, and you can see the difference in their fans. Like the Sigma one is just super compact and really well put together. This one's a little bit more flimsy, and I'm worried about how long it's going to hold its shape, but I do love the rose gold. So pretty. Then the next two I want to talk about are the R31 and the R36. The R31 is more of a flat paddle brush. I would use this for highlight. Really great. I would also use this for highlight, the R36. This is like the M501 brush. Just kind of pop it on there. The difference is you get more highlight with this, more of a soft effect with this. That's the biggest difference in those two brushes. But these brushes are quite soft. I love that they did them in white and not in black. I think white is so classic. These are really, really soft brushes. I've been using this one for highlight quite a bit, and I find it just places it really nicely and it blends it out beautifully. This is a great brush. Then I also got a bigger one. This is the R10, and this is a more fluffy, dense one. I'm gonna try using this one for bronzer and contour. It is a little bit smaller than the average brush that I use for bronzer and contour, but I feel like it would get the job done, and it's so soft. This is one of the softest brushes I've ever felt. It's so nice. So, so, so nice. Then I got two eye brushes, the R37, and this is a lot like the one I was just talking about, this one. The 441, you can see, a lot like it, right? The difference is the rose gold. It's quite soft. It moves really nicely, so it'll blend really nicely. I like doing, like, you know, circular motions with brushes like this. This is also a blending brush. This is the R35. I do find this one to have less bristles than this one. So you can see it has less movement. This moves really easily. This one moves a little less. So you get more of a precise blend with this. I would use this for, again, the darker colors on the outer corners of your crease. Really good. And then the last one I want to talk about is this one, which I love. I love that they put a spoolie on it. I know for some people that's going to seem so cheap and like so inexpensive, but for me, a good spoolie is everything. So you have a spoolie on this side, and then you have this gorgeous angled brush. This is beautiful for doing eyebrows. It doesn't move that much. It doesn't have that much shift to it, which is really good for getting in there and getting that clean, crisp line. I'm really excited about this brush. So overall, I think we all know my thoughts, and I've said this for a while to anyone who's asked me. I love Morphe brushes. I love their price point. I love so many things about them, but I don't understand why they needed to fix something that wasn't broken. And I truly believe it was about making more money, which kind of saddens me because Morphe's always been a brand that's about the people for the people, and I still think they are, but I think that they want to make more money, just like every other company does. These were really great brushes. These were raved about everywhere. Every YouTuber has a video about these amazing elite brushes. No one is talking about these. I think these have been reviewed by less than 30 people, maybe 40, and I'm pretty sure those are all sponsored placements. If you look down in the comments below, I don't know. They just didn't need to break something that was, they didn't need to fix something that wasn't broken. These were amazing brushes. They did not need to be replaced with these. I think this was about making money. However, this collection is really beautiful, and I'm super, super excited about it. I'm so glad they did a rose gold. I like the rose gold better than I've ever liked the gunmetal. And I like that they only did rose gold on the top half. They didn't go all the way through because these are really hard to clean. Those are just my thoughts on my favorite Morphe brushes. If somebody was going to ask me to only pick 5 top Morphe brushes, they only wanted to buy 5, what would my top 5 be? I would say, you can't buy this one anymore though, so I'm not going to recommend this to you because honestly I don't feel like this one is as good as this one, so I'm not going to recommend that one. I would say either the G1 or the G2 from the Gunmetal collection for your foundation. Those are beautiful. I would say the M501 or the R36 for your highlight. I think these are both beautiful brushes. I would say the E57, I really like this for baking and also for under eye concealer. I think it's really great. And then I would say the M511 and the M411. M441. 441 and 551. Nope, 441 and 511. Those would be kind of like my top brushes from Morphe if I had to pick between the ones that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that there was a ton of information about brushes thrown at you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below and I will definitely do my best to get to them. And I will list in the down box my top 5 favorite brushes from Morphe. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was not a video bashing Morphe. I do love the brand and the product and the brushes. I just don't think you need to fix things that aren't broken, in my opinion. All right, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Others are quietly going insane. I feel alive when I'm close to the madness. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. Kill 'em with kindness. Kill 'em with kindness. Kill 'em.